Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. I get bored of this now, saying the same thing every single time about this football club. But we've got to do it. We've got to somehow get through it. And to do that with, it's myself and Lee. We've got a lot to talk about last night and in general. And I've spoken about it today with a few people, to be honest. And sometimes it's good therapy, and sometimes it's good to speak to rival fans as well that are seeing it from a different perspective. But do you know what? They all agree with me. Every single one of them today literally agree with everything I'm saying. And it's beautiful. I wish a lot of my own fan base did, because it'd be a hell of a lot easier. Let me tell you that. But look, when rivals turn around and say to me, "Oh, no, thanks, I wouldn't want your manager," that's when you know there's a problem. When they say, "Oh, I want your owners," that's when you know it's a problem. Now, I speak to several Feast fans as well, by the way. Fulham fans, Forest fans, Palace fans, as well as Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, United, Spurs, City and Liverpool fans. And they all seem to be on the same song sheet. But there is a section of the Arsenal fans that are completely against what I'm saying. You are negative. You are talking rubbish. How dare you talk rubbish on this manager and this ownership and this board? So I am confused, I must say. I do think that we have a section of the fan base, like every club, where they will protect the club no matter what. So we're going to discuss it today. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get this up to 50K. I'm on the route to 40K. So let's get us where we need to be, 50 and 40, the big 5-0, the big 4-0. And talking of numbers, we've got someone in the chat that's offended Lee Judges by the sounds of it. I mean, what's happening here, Judge? What is going on?
Well, listen, I've had a bad enough day as it is yesterday, and I get home, and then I've got some twat saying 65 years of age. How dare you? I don't care what anything else you say, but saying that he's bang out of order. What's his AKM, is it? You know what I mean? First of all, I know what that stands for. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even give you a real name. I want to know your real name, right? And how dare you say I'm 65? That's fucking fighting talk where I come from, son. You know what I mean? Like,
Have you idea what this has come from? I've never heard you shout any of this out, by the way. So what's happening here? What is he actually referring to here? Because I do a lot of streams with you, but obviously you do a lot on AFTV where I'm not there. So where has this come from then?
I don't know. Like, I mean, what is he? Because you don't want Arteta out, he wants everybody out, I suppose. I don't know. Listen, it's about opinions, isn't it? Like, and that's what football's all about. I get it that some people don't want Arteta as manager. There's a lot of people that do. And yeah, so I just hope it don't get toxic like it did with Arsene Wenger. Like, I'll be really honest. I didn't really hear the song that much yesterday. Tom Canton in his press box and with his earphones on thought that he did. I'm not so sure. But from where I was, it weren't like. I mean, apparently, like I've heard that Tom went, on his wedding, like his wedding song was that, like, I don't know, like, instead of like, here comes the bride, we've got soup. I don't know if that was the truth or not. I don't know if Tom can confirm that or not.
Oh, good old Tom.
But there you go. Like, so anyway.
Oh my word, that is funny.
That's that. I also need a bit of help from the chat, really, like if I can, Dan, right? My Emily's gone away for a week on holiday, and she said, "Can you look after the cats?" So like last time, she only had one. She's got two now, right? Now they've gone under my sofa, like like they haven't come out for 2 days.
What?
2 days. There's one of them that's not eaten. I've had to poke it, see if it's alive. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do? You know what I mean? They've just not come out. You know what I mean? Like, unless they're going out when I'm not here or whatever. Like, but honestly, at this moment in time, I've been out this morning, but I've been in quite a lot of the day. They've got to go to the toilet at some stage, haven't they, or something? Like they've got to
Maybe
eat.
they're going under your sofa, mate.
Well, they better not be, because I tell you what, like, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't good. So, but how do you bloody things out of there, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Rob Segal said, "Is the cat called Sterling?"
Sterling. Bloody hell, it's moved. Yeah, so anybody can give me some advice on that, because when I had the one cat last time, it was quite friendly, but they've you know what I mean, look after the cat, she said. You know what, my Emily phoned me up today. She said, can you take a photo of them for me? I could take a photo of the chair if you want. Like that, come out of it. You know what I mean? Like, you know. I don't know.
Oh my words! Honestly, cats can be scared, mate. I tell you, mate.
Well, apparently they're house cats. They don't go outside. You know, lazy as anything. They ain't moved. I thought they were a couple of statues. So if anybody can give me a bit of advice how to get cats out of my old chair. I've been going around. I've been like going around like with a little rat. You know, like they've got a little drive through, little shake and vac. I've been shaking that. They ain't moved. You know what I mean?
Oh, mate.
One of them's not eating.
I needed that so bad, man.
One of them's not eating tonight. You know what I mean? And they're still under there. Like,
what cats are they? What cats are they? Do you know?
I don't know. I've never seen them, Dan. I don't know.
Everybody's going to be like, how you getting on with them, Dad? Oh, they're brilliant fun.
I'll say what, the most easiest things to look after. I've just brought. I'll tell you what, right? I'll send you a photo, right? I'm gonna take a photo. She's put a playpen up, right? Playpen. She said to me, playpen. They'll probably be in there all the time. Like, this playpen. I'm gonna take a photo and I'll send you. Put it up, right?
I didn't expect to be laughing like this on a stream. I'll tell you that now. Oh, that is absolutely class. That is absolutely class.
I'm going to send you the playpen. Put it up.
Yeah,
right?
I'll send me the picture and I'll put it up and show people.
Right.
Oh my God.
Well, this playpen, she said, well, they'll be in there all the time. You won't have to do nothing. I said, next time, instead of playing a playpen, why don't you just buy a chair? You know, they're just as content in that. I'll tell you that now, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, this is absolutely class. Right. I never thought we'd start like this, people. Right. Sorry, chat. I know we're giving you a laugh. We are going to talk about Arsenal, but this is too
right. So there's a playpen. Look, it's a big old thing. It's like a swimming pool without water.
Let me send this to let me put it up on screen. I have to send it to me first. Oh my God, that's bloody
all blankets funny. In there. Like, you know, it's just a waste of time. So.
Where's she gone on? Do you say she's gone on holiday?
She's gone on holiday. She's gone like don't ask me why, but she's gone to Amsterdam, you know what I mean? So I think I think the cats are on drugs and all that. I really do, like, you know what I mean? So
oh my God, I can't believe that. I
said to me because you know, like I'm going to
there it is. There it is.
Look at that. Look. Well, they've not been in it once. It's all padded out. It's got blankets in it. It's got a little tunnel. I don't know what that's for. I don't know. I might stick that in the sofa. They might dig their way out of it, like, you know what I mean? But I said to Emily, like, she said, I might meet up with you when I was in Amsterdam. I said, yeah, if you carry on this rate, I'll bring the cats with me, like, you know what I mean? So like, come on, I don't know messing around. How do I get these cats out of this sofa like? You know what I mean?
Oh my words! And you ain't tried you've put food out. They've not come out and eaten it or anything.
I put food out. I've shaken it, rattled and rolled it, everything like. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Should
God!
I take a photo of them and send you? No, I can't because it's dark under there. Like, you know what I mean? I have to put the.
Can you
torch
see it?
on.
Are they? Can you see them under? See, it's under an actual chair. You can actually see.
Yeah, you know, like the chair. My sofa. I've got 2 sofas. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know your sofa. Yeah.
So when you flick them up and you know, like
Yeah, the recliner thing. Yeah,
they go under there. Like, you know what I mean? I hope they don't get their neck caught in it. Like, all of a sudden, oh no, I've crushed the cat. I've crushed the cat. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So,
can't do this, man. That's so funny.
Well, as the cats were like, I crushed them. Like, you know what I mean? So,
oh dear! Right,
they've not come out. They've not come out. Well,
you've given everyone a laugh.
Not been a toilet. One of them's not been a toilet, right? Oh. Mind you, it's not eaten and drunk for 2 days, so I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, man! You're giving everybody a laugh, including me, mate. I did not expect to laugh this much at cats, but that is bloody funny. I'll tell you what.
So that's on that. I'll tell you what. That cat's gone on that diet that you and Julian went on. Like, don't eat nothing.
It's unreal. And you had them for 2 days, and they haven't moved.
Well, you know what I mean? Someone said to me, "What's the other one?" I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. I haven't seen it. I've just not seen. I've seen the little black one about. You know what I mean? That come out for a stroll the other day. But the other one has stayed in that chair. It's been there for 2 days. I've heard squirrels hibernating, but I don't know about cats.
Oh, mate, that's unbelievable. It's so funny. Well, I don't know where to start after that now. That's what I needed. I haven't laughed like that for a long time, mate. Jeez, that was bloody funny, that. Well, she'll definitely leave the cats with you again, mate, because they're no trouble, would they?
No trouble whatsoever, like. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what, I might have become a cat. What do they call it? A cat. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? stick them in the chair and earn loads of money. And you don't even have to feed them.
Oh, bro, that is one of the funniest I've seen, man. That is one of the funniest I've heard, mate. Absolutely class. Listen, we are going to talk football. We need to talk about last night's performance. You were there, judges. Obviously, the game could have been a little bit more exciting than that, to be honest, at 0-0. There wasn't much from either side, to be honest. Waneri probably could have pulled the trigger earlier. Marino saved from Matt Sells. Zinchenko had a couple of chances where he just refused to shoot. I think one of them he was offside. The other one he needed to shoot from the corner, and he decided not to shoot from the corner, which was bizarre. Other than that, Chris Wood probably had the best chance of the game. David Raya with a good save. I thought defensively and in goal and in midfield, we were pretty much solid as we have been for the majority of the season. In that final third, it was just absolutely horrendous again. I don't know where Mourinho was playing. I always call him Mourinho. I've been hanging around with Laurie too much. Marino. I don't know what position he was supposed to be in. It weren't up top, mate. Let me tell you that. He was everywhere but up top. We had Calafiori, or I don't know, was our midfielder, was our striker, was our left winger, was our left back, was our centre back. He was a bit of everywhere and had a bit of stinker and got hooked again at half time. But we did have Ethan Waneri, who was probably one of the most bright sparks on the pitch when he did have the ball, although he was double teamed by a couple of Forest players, just like it was at West Ham. They've now worked that out. And he took him off. When we needed to score. Apparently he was cramping up again. I don't know how. Do you get cramp at 17 more than you do at your 70s then or something? I mean, does this guy get cramp in every game that he plays? What's happening here?
I think you do. I think you do.
It sounds that way. So look, man, I've got to be real. I've kind of tapped out for the season now, judges, after the performances I've seen. The board, the Cronkies, the manager, they've all let me and the fans down. Certain fans, anyway. Some are still sticking up for this, believe it or not. I've decided we're not a serious football club anymore. And Igao asked me a question today, which was a really good question. Is this club recognisable from the one that you supported as a kid? And it ain't. It ain't. And I put that down to the Cronkies, because in the last 18 years, someone hates the channel. What are you watching for then, Chris? See you later. For me, in the last 18 years, a handful of FA Cups is not what Arsenal were about. We were always about winning. In the majority of the seasons that we competed, we won a Premier League or an FA Cup or a double. And unfortunately, mate, I'm kind of done with the club at the moment. I'm not happy about it. I'm pissed off. Did a show with Chris Hudson today. Every single word of that man was spot on, as it always is with Chris Hudson, to be fair. But it was absolutely spot on. And what is quite damning is that he's basically the Chris Hudson of the first Chris Hudson I met in 2013-14 when he went viral on that rant. And he's back there again. And he feels like we've gone back to there again. So it's a frustrating time. But I'd love to know where you're at right now with the game last night and how it's left you feeling moving forward, bruv.
Well, listen, for first and foremost, the game last night, listen, it ain't a bad point under the context of everything. Like, they're third in the league, you know. It ain't an easy place to go to. So we done well on that. Defensively, really, really good. Midfield was it, but like, you just knew we wasn't going to score. The only chance we was going to score from a set piece. And realistically, when you think about it, a club like Arsenal should never ever be in that position. Then never be in that position. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be. We've been left in that position through incompetence, whatever you want to say, from the board, through the owners, the manager, or whatever. And at the end of it yesterday, I just felt sorry for the players. I really did. I felt sorry for the fans. I knew, but I'm going to say with the fans, right? We all knew what we was going up there for. You know what I mean? If I be realistic, you had a choice. And fair play to all the fans that went up there. So went up there, sung their hearts out, supported the club fantastically well. Do we deserve to be what we're going through at the moment? No, I don't think we do. I really don't. But I just felt for the players yesterday. They worked their socks off. They've just got no firepower up front. No one is going to get us out of this. It's what we've got is what we've got. And I don't like. I'm worried now that then Gabriel. I didn't know this. Gabriel and Declan Rice were arguing and having a bit of a bust up and all that. That's because they're two winners. That's because they're frustrated. I get all of that lot, but you don't want that happening. Players getting frustrated and all that lot, but which you know that they're going to. And for me, Mikel was let down, and I'm going to say Mikel, he's let down those players by doing this, by leaving them with no cover whatsoever and all that lot, you know. And listen, he felt that he could get away with it with Havertz and Martinelli. Maybe he could have, but there was always that fear that they could get injured. And the fear for me was that front three, or without Marino, but the front three that started the first game at Leicester was the front three that started against Girona. It was nowhere near good enough. And that was in the transfer window. So you knew what could happen. I will say this, and I said this as well, that it's the first time I've gone to a game for a very, very long while thinking that we ain't going to win and probably going to lose. You know what I mean? I've gone to Spurs, I've gone to Manchester City, Man United, Liverpool, thinking that we could win the game, you know, and not losing the game. And coming away from the likes of Anfield, the likes of Man City, disappointed that we haven't won. So they've got to take the positives from that. But at this moment now, 5 years on, 3 out of 4 transfer windows in the Champions League, Dan, we are left with no forward at the football club. And if there is a forward at the football club, in the youth team and all that, like, why is he not involved? And if he's not good enough, why is he even there at this football club? You know it's difficult to develop strikers. I get that, you know. But we're relying on Wanyeri, who I thought was the bright spot. Lovely little turn in the first half. Should have probably hit a bit quicker. Calafiori unlucky with his shot there at the post. Listen, he looks a very, very good going forward, but defensively, you know, lack of discipline, getting booked in the first couple of minutes cost him his place in the team. And Tierney come in and done a fantastic job. We're talking yesterday on the way home. Where is Calafiori's best position? Well, people tell me it's centre half, a left-sided centre half, or left of a 3. Arsenal never play a 3. So I'm a little bit worried about that. As you say, Marino just was out there working up. Listen, can you really criticise him yesterday?
I don't think you can criticise any of the players at all in this
I don't
scenario.
think you can. They work.
I've said that a lot actually, and I said that before the game with Turkish and Cecil and to Laurie. I said I can't look at these players and go, "Oh bloody hell, rah rah rah," but I can anything above Arteta and above. That's what I can have a go at because I literally got on that pitch yesterday and the day before and the week before and the game before, and they've gone right. Everyone, look at each other. This is it. We are the ones that are in the trenches together. They ain't giving us any help or any support, so we can't rely on any of them. We just got to do what we got to do. And you ask what Calafiori's best position is on the bench. That's his best position at the moment because he ain't good enough to start in this team. And if I'm honest with you, Marino, I'm just not sure what he is, if I'm honest. I don't know what position he is or where he's supposed to be playing at the moment. So I would like from this, now I keep saying this, and I'm going to say it again, I would like him to change it up completely now. New formation. Let's try something else. If he ain't got a striker, you don't want to play Caviar. You don't want to play Butler Day. You don't want to play Salahuddin. You don't want to play any of those young kids. Yeah. Sago Jr., all these guys, they're all gone. They were all there pre-season. Now you don't want to play any of them again. Right. So when you don't want to do that, yeah, and you don't want to play a striker, and you don't want a striker, Mikel, because for 5 years you ain't bought one, then don't play one. Play Trossard and Wanieri, both together, with Ødegaard behind them. That's what I would do. 3 at the back, Partey and Rice. Boom. That's what I would do now. And if he don't do it and he just keeps sticking with this, and we've lost to West Ham, drew to Forest, scored in 4 games, scored one game, the other 3 can't score, there's a problem. And if you're going to carry on doing it, I don't know how anyone can not blame the manager of this. You know, I mean, we were speaking on the WhatsApp group, Harry and Tom are going, what can he do? What can he do? Well, he ain't trying to do anything, is he? He actually ain't trying to do anything different other than play the other team. Just, I'll fling Marino up there and then in and out of possession, I'll switch people around and invert a bit. Because I didn't understand. At one stage, Tierney was up front yesterday, Lee, right? In and out of possession. Another stage, Zinchenko was. He's been in the midfield now. What's that? 3 seasons now. We've never played him in midfield. Yeah. Suddenly he's doing it. We've got a left back, Calafiori, who's then up the pitch. He's playing as a striker. And then I see Marino back at left back. And then, do you know what I mean? What is he doing here? What is actually, I don't get any of this, do you? This tactics from him. What is he trying to do here?
Robert's just come up with a good one, like, you know. Instead of Forever London, we should score. We couldn't score in a brothel. Score in a brothel. We couldn't score. That would be hilarious. Robert,
that would be bloody funny if that happens.
That would be hilarious. Do you know what? Going about the formation, like, a couple of things you said there, I do agree. I do think the formation maybe needs to be changed. I wouldn't do it against PSV away. Just try and get a 0-0 out there. Bore the pants off like it was yesterday. Do you know what? I'm going to go to Ireland and I want to be bored senseless in that game. Like the worst thing about the trip is the 90 minutes. Just an absolute shit show. That's what I want to see. Like, so we get them back to the Emirates and then maybe try something different and all that, like, you know. But I'm with you on that. I'm going to say it now. Zinchenko's come on and impressed me in those 2 games in midfield. Done all right. Not played there at all in the 3 years he's been there. Like, you know, what does that tell you, Dan? Desperation. That's what that tells you. Like, you know? Miles Lewis-skelly, I want to see him probably playing on the left-hand side of a free if they're going to go down that route. I'd rather see that than what I'm seeing at this moment. Yeah, like, you know, I'm going to call one of the cats Ødegaard because he's been missing for about 3 months. Ødegaard, where? Come out of there! Come out of there! You know what I mean? But listen, Ødegaard's playing really because there's no one else at this moment. Listen, I thought he worked really, really hard yesterday. But, you know, and I will say this in his defence and in Declan Rice's defence, and I don't know if you noticed it yesterday, and all there was 3 times Declan Rice broke the lines, drove the ball through 20 yards, got to a certain area, looked up, and there was nobody about. He had to come back. So he's busted a gut to get 20, 30 yards with the ball, and then has had to come back, and we've ended up where he started. You know what I mean? Like, because there's nothing going on up top, like, you know. Marino looked like, you know, he was playing at winger at times, you know what I mean? So we can't even sling the ball in because he's I don't know really what position that he's playing. And it's just really just you know, listen, we would have been there another 5 hours. We wouldn't have scored unless it was from a set piece. The goalkeeper made a good save. I think it was from Marino, wasn't it? Like from the set piece. But, you know, when you set pieces, you really want them to be working. They're not, because teams have sussed onto it a little bit, and I get that. And at the end of it, Mikel can get the ump as much as he likes. You know what I mean? Like, he's part of it, as far as I'm concerned. People might not agree with me and all that, but I'm putting him in part of this. You know, he allowed this to happen, and people go, "Oh, well, you know, he wanted players and he wanted all that." Like, you know, well, throw your toys out and say, like, if I don't get something here, I'm leaving or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? You know, people think you're silly when you're doing that, like, you know. But he certainly put his heels in over his dead body. He made sure that he got rid of Aubameyang, didn't he? That cost the club millions and millions of pounds, Dan. Millions. But we done it because we backed the manager, like, you know what I mean? He put, you know, so why hasn't that happened, like, you know? All of this thing now, like, you know, we're going to get a sporting director in March. We should have got that in December.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
3 months later. And I'll tell you what, and it was a good point. We were saying, if Arsenal brought in a free signing now, how would you feel about it?
Oh, it's if I'm honest with you, I don't want them to do anything.
No, rub salt in the wounds, wouldn't it? You can't play
exactly.
in the league.
It would be the most pathetic. It would just add to what I already know is wrong at the club. That's what it would do. I don't mind if they had to go and get a free transfer on the last day of the transfer window and said we can't get anyone. The Watkins was who we wanted. Sesko's in the summer. We're going to have to bring Diego Costa or whatever last three. We'd all gone on mental about it. We all would have been like bloody awful, rah rah rah. But at least we've had a centre forward by now. We'd actually have a centre forward to play. This is the thing, you know. Or like you said, play Cabia. Play, you know, like we've got rid of Balogun, we got rid of that Biref, we got rid of Chido Obi Martin. Right, because it was because we had players ahead of him like Havertz and Jesus. They're both injured now. We've got no third choice striker. Last season we had Eddie, didn't we? You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely mad to be thinking. You know, Yaya Sanogo, your mate's available apparently.
Yeah, he's available.
Let's bring him in. But no, look,
this is the thing, Dan. Right? This just takes Sanogo for instance. Like, you know what I mean? Now, he's a lovely guy, right? Now he's been taught to play football as a front player all his life, score goals wherever he's gone, you know what I mean? But not at Arsenal. It's not easy to play that role, then. It's not an easy role. And then we're asking Marino to come and do it, or Trossard and all that, like, you know. It's not easy. How many times you see a striker, you know what I mean, like, and people going like, oh, you can be coached and all that. Like, how many times have you seen a striker score bundles of goals in the Championship? Then they get moved up to the Premier League and they don't get hardly any. Why is that? It's not because they're rubbish. It's not. It's because it's an elite level.
Different level, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, it's hard to do. Why do you think they get paid the most? Why do you think they're the most expensive players in the world? There's a reason. And, you know, listen, Yaya, you know, when he's a bloody good footballer, because he wouldn't be where he is. You know what I mean? Like, be a professional footballer. But to be an elite footballer at the real highest part of your game is so tough. But there's plenty of players in the Championship, Dan, scoring goals for fun, right? Or a Scottish League, right? Yeah. And then you say, all right, we'll take him from there and bring him in. It don't happen all the time, you know what I mean? It's a specialist position. And
if you look at the players that have been bought in, Aston Villa have bought in 3 players. All of them have scored in the last couple of weeks since they've signed them, right? You got Spurs who have signed players. United have even signed a fullback. Awful tackle, by the way, last night. That was a leg breaker, that was. I don't know if you saw about that.
No, I didn't see it, no.
My God. Oh, that was horrendous on Mari Hutchinson. I don't know how he didn't break his leg. But yeah, so, but look, these players that have come in, we could have got somebody. And I'm sick and tired of hearing we couldn't get anybody. There was no one available. We want to wait till the summer. You've waited till the summer, and both your other forwards have gone down. I mean, this is unforgivable. Absolutely unforgivable. Criminal, sackable offences, in my opinion. So I'm going to throw some questions at you, Lee, right? I've got some questions here. A little bit differently. They're all a little bit all over the place. You can join in the chat by saying yes or no. Is Odegaard the right choice as captain over Gabriel and Rice? These are questions that have been posed to people on their Twitter, or at the moment they're talking points.
At the moment, no, but over the last couple of years, yes. So I'm still saying yes.
So you would keep him. I mean, he's not going to get stripped of the captaincy, but you would if you were right now, Mikel Arteta. You've just been given the Arsenal job. You're giving the armband to Odegaard.
No, my captain would be Declan Rice or Gabriel if I was coming in there as manager. But I don't think you can say to Martin Odegaard, he's done well over the last couple of seasons. I think it would be harsh to say, right, you're not captain no more. Like, you know.
What do you think
he was the right? I don't think he was the right choice in the first place, if I'll be honest. But
no, he wasn't. No,
but he proved me wrong. So I'm not. I think there's better captains in the team than him, if I'll be honest. But I'm, listen. I think if I got Gabriel and Declan Rice, they'd be able to get those cats out of that chair. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think Martin Odegaard would, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I tell you what, we missed a clanger. We dropped a clanger here. Surely one of them cats is called Tommy Asu, mate. Because
I am actually going to start calling that one something because it's been missing.
He's missing. Look, in my opinion, Odegaard's form's dropped. I don't think he's fully fit still since he's come back.
I think you've got to just hold on that one a little bit.
Yeah. I think they're two separate questions. I think his form is different to his captaincy. I think his form is definitely he's dropped. I'm still waiting for him to drag us across the line for a game and win the game for us. In terms of my captain, it'd be Gabriel all day long.
Okay.
All day long. Rice as vice captain. That would be my two, 100%. Before I come to the next question, let's bring in these super chats. Doobs. Is that Doobs? The Chelsea protest, or is that someone who's pretending to be him? Big up to you, Doobs. If that is you, mate? I saw that banner. We're not Arsenal. Win or F off. I don't know if you saw that, did you, Lee? The Chelsea protests.
No, I didn't see it. They done it yesterday. Was it the game?
The last game, yeah. So he went down, and to be fair to him, I know people say I don't like that because it's Arsenal, but I totally get what he means. All I will say, Doobs, is your fan base needs to sort out what they want, because half of them want this ownership in and half of them don't want it in. So I don't actually know why you're protesting, because it doesn't look like most of your fan base can unite. I understand, and I would want your owners out if it was me, because I think it's an absolute shambles what they've done with 1.5 billion, which, as LB rightly said, is basically £100 million per position in the team, which is mad, really. But anyway, that is where the money has gone. I do not know. If that is you, Doobs, please let me know in the chat, mate. Alex says, I blame the board more than Arteta. What about you? Culmination, but I do actually blame the board and the ownership more than Mikel Arteta. But Arteta is definitely a part of it. Yeah, there we go. I'd agree with that. Big up to Nick for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Not a chance in a cat's 9 lives. He's talking about Odegaard. Big up to you, Canadian Gooner. Hope you're well, mate. So that's the first one. Here we go. Is it Doobs? Yeah, here we go. That is me, Trust. Big up to you, my bro. Reach out to me on Twitter, mate. Send me a DM on Football's 12th Man, and we'll have a chat, because I'd love to talk to you about it. Absolutely. I know you're on Lee's channel. Love you guys, honestly. Big up to you, mate. I really appreciate it. Reach out to us, and we'll definitely have a chat, mate, because it would be great to talk to you. Big up to you, mate. Okay, next question, Lee. Here we go. Has Arteta dealt with Arsenal's injuries well enough? Now, the reason I asked this is because I was on a chat earlier, and they said the way that Arteta has dealt with injuries has been bad with Arsenal. Now, I think what they meant by that wasn't just the players that have got injured. I think they also meant he's kind of to blame for the injuries in terms of overplaying players. I don't think he's trusted in his squad in the last 2 years. And what I mean by that is last season, He didn't want to use Nelson. He didn't want to use Smith Rowe. He didn't want to use Fabi Vieira. He didn't want to use that. Do you see what I'm saying? And then it was Saka. And this season, I kind of feel like the same again this season, bruv. With Sterling, Havertz playing this much, Ben White playing through injury, Timber now apparently playing through a knock. What's happening here? Like, this isn't the way to do it.
I don't think you can deny. I don't think you can. Even Arteta's biggest fans can not say that he's not handled it well. I look at the way we lost Saliba and Tomiyasu. Difficult, I've got to say that. Didn't find a solution to it, was too late. Odegaard didn't find a solution to it, was too late. As a Saka, yes, he has found a solution with that with Wanyeri, but hasn't found it for me in other areas, like been found wanting.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really do. Suj says, big up to... Oh, Suj, I need to apologise because I missed your super chat. Really, really apologise that, mate. Big up, Lee and Dan. Make sure you like and subscribe. As in, you missed your super chat earlier on my channel. But big up to you. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, people. Big up to yourself, Suj. Absolute legend. Big up to my boy DJ as well. I hope you're well, mate. He says, big up to Dan and Judges. Can foresee injuries, but Arteta had opportunities in certain games to rotate. And you're right. And Saka, for example, in the last couple of seasons, he's overplayed this guy, man. He's overplayed him. Okay, this next one was something that I brought up. Would you rather, looking back now, have spent money on Gyökeres over Marino and Calafiori? So if you've got 80 million, do you want Marino and Calafiori or do you want Gyökeres? Because I'm taking Gyökeres all day long. Because now we've got a centre forward. In the summer, I'd have taken him.
I don't think that's an argument. I think that the two players haven't been exactly fantastic at this moment in time. So, yes, 100%.
Yeah, it has to be, mate, don't it? It has to be. And this last one, which I think is quite a serious one. Have we shown enough ambition to win the league since qualifying for the Champions League? Now, what I mean by that is since we've got ourselves back into the Champions League, and we've had last season and this season in it, do you think the transfer windows, since we've qualified for it, have shown enough ambition to win the Premier League? Or do you think they've shown ambition to just stay where we are and make sure we're top?
Show no ambition whatsoever
to
win the champion. That is why I'm hurt and down about the board and everything at this football club in a minute. They showed me in January that they're not bothered. But there they are saying to us on, was it this week for our season tickets, £70, the minimum for you to go and watch PSV.
Crazy.
I know a lot of people are not going. And do you know what? Big up Mark, Mark, my mate Mark. He don't want to go. So he thought, I'll tell you what, I put my ticket on ticket exchange. They refused to take it.
Really?
So, yeah, because and they're going to get inundated with them, aren't they? Like, you know what I mean? So listen, the fans out there that moan because they can't get tickets through the ballot or whatever, get yourselves into the ticket exchange this week. I do believe that you could be going to a Champions League game if you want. It won't be an entertaining one, but you'll be able to go.
You can say you've gone, and you can buy a beer in the ground and get a £15 hot dog and all that kind of rubbish.
And pay a minimum of £70 for it. On top of that, that's for season tickets. On top of what their season tickets are already, and I guarantee you that if we do get past this one and we get Real Madrid, I bet the tickets sales will be a little bit higher than what that they will be. Not by a lot, but just by a little bit. So, there you go. So they're asking us fans to dig deep, boys. But when it comes to January, they've done nothing.
Well, Mr. Waffle says here, are we to know if it's the owners or stubborn Arteta who didn't sign anyone in January?
Say that again.
So who's to blame for us not signing anyone? The owners or Arteta? That's what he's asking.
All of them. One you think of the owners because they've not got the people in place to do those jobs, whoever they got, you know what I mean? I don't care what anybody says, right? and this is only my opinion because that's what it's about. It can't be 100% sure on this. I am pretty sure that Mikel was offered some sort of players, and he decided, no, I prefer to keep Havertz and Martinelli and whatever, and then it, so I get that. Just for instance, I'm not picking on players. Just we were talking about it yesterday. It could have been offered Calvin Lewin, right? And he's gone. No, I don't want him. Havertz. I prefer to keep. I prefer to go with Havertz and Martinelli. I believe that's what. I'm not saying it's actually him, but you know what I'm saying, and he's just thought that. That's what I think. So I think that he is definitely part of it. Listen, we're never going to get the 90 million, £100. We're never going to get those signings, Dan. You know what I mean? If I'll be really honest, you might have been able to get Coggerese if that was the one they wanted to go for, but they don't want to go for him. They don't want him. You know what I mean? I do believe, we'll end up with Sesko, and I'll be underwhelmed if we do.
So will I. So will I, mate. I'm sorry. I really will be. And some people
nothing against him. He could be a great player, but he's going to say he's not the real deal straight away,
No, he ain't the real deal straight away. For me, it has to be Isak or Gyökeres. That's what I'm saying. I don't want any of the. I don't want any of the others, mate. I'm sorry. I don't want this Sesko. This Sesko is not going to be the one that we want, mate. I'll tell you this now. He is going to be he's going to be one that we're ready in a few years' time.
Yeah, and he may be brilliant in a few years' time.
Maybe. But I don't want someone who's brilliant in a few years' time. I want someone who's brilliant now, don't we? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
that's the problem we got.
Now. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Declan Rice or I'm Saliba or I'm Gabriel or I'm Saka, and I want that as well.
Well, it's just incredibly frustrating, if I'm honest with you, how we've done this and what we've done, why we've done it. It's just, I just honestly, I cannot believe what I'm seeing, if I'm honest with you. It's incredibly frustrating. But look, we are where we are. I need to ask you what you see moving forward to PSV, Lee, if I'm honest. You kind of give us a bit of a hint earlier on. What you're saying for these two-legged
games down or more, we've had it.
Say that again.
If we come away from PSV losing 1-0 or 2-0 or something like that, we're out. Yeah. We have to go there and get a draw. I don't think we'll win out there. We might get a 1-0 win. I don't see it though. But we cannot afford to be going into the Emirates a goal down. Got to get. I think it'd be. It won't be the most entertaining game in the world. I've said it on. I'll say it on. I don't think Arsenal will win 3 more league games. I don't. They might win at Ipswich. They might win at Southampton. I don't see us winning any other game. I think we've got Man United next. Best we can hope for is a 0-0 there. Chelsea, I think, is the next game after that. Be a 0-0. Best we can hope for. So, that's how I see it at the moment. So, is it a blessing if we get through PSV? Yeah, because we've spoke about it going to the Bernabeu if that's the case. But that ain't going to be pretty. When you think about it, they've got elite players coming at us, and we've got nothing. You know what I mean? Listen, you want the season to continue by us beating PSV, but I'm not so sure. You know what I mean? I'm not so sure.
No, I've got to be honest. I think these next 2 legs are going to be pretty painful. Would not surprise me if we go out. If we do go over the line, it'll be like a goal on aggregate or even penalties.
Yeah, 1-0 over 2 games. Yeah.
Yeah, or penalties maybe. I know Sue just said here that he doesn't feel confident because he feels like should be positive, but heading into CSV, he's struggling to see how we'll get the goal. If we can't score against the Forest side and a Man United side, to be honest with you.
Listen, I also see PSV put 3 past Juventus.
Yeah. Exactly. People
So
are
they're,
thinking
they're no mugs, this team.
Walker.
They're no
Nah,
mugs.
not no mugs, mate.
They're better than Forest. You know what I mean? They're better than West Ham. So, listen, I won't be surprised if we don't win that, and I can tell you this now. I won't be losing my head if we do go out, because I'm sort of primed into it a little bit now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, West Ham is the last game that I'm gonna lose any sleep and be bitter, because I've accepted it now. I've accepted where we're going to be this. I don't expect us to win games now. That's how I feel like. PSV is going to be a big test for us, massive test. I think that they have won the European Cup. I think that they will beat us over 2 legs, because they've got better firepower than us.
I agree. Shaitanya says, Lee and Dan, we need a minimum of 6 players in the summer. I think we might need more than that. Yeah, I see what you mean. Minimum of 6. I get you. I don't think that's happening, however. Maybe only 4. We'll be short again next season. Total mess. Me and the gal were talking about this. I think we'll probably be short in midfield next season. That's what I think. Because Partey and Rice are going to, Partey and Jorginho are going to go. Maybe we'll bring Zubimendi in, but that'll mean we're 1 short. And then we've obviously got up top a winger and a striker, we're imagining, probably Williams and Sesko. And I imagine we'll get the 1 Garcia goalkeeper and maybe 1 defender, because I guess there's going to be 3 or 4 defenders that we lose. So if I'm honest with you,
get that young Norwegian kid in our midfield.
Well, I'm hearing today Man City are favourites to beat us to him. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, if they are, they are. But we'll get 2 midfield players, maybe 1 for the future, but as well, we need 2.
So you think we'll get a keeper, a defender, 2 midfield, 2 up top?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. It does make sense. Look, the last thing I want to talk to you about before we do come to a close in the next few minutes. Cliff has just come in and said, who said 1 more year? Do me a favour, mate. Yeah, a lot of people have had a lot, to be honest. A lot of people had enough, and I get it, Lee. I don't think it's negative if people have had enough. I'm sorry. I do not think you can tell people they're negative when they've had enough of what Arsenal have done this season. That's all I'm saying.
No, I listen, as I say, I'm not, I think that, in my opinion, I don't think he's going to be sacked and all that. I at this moment in time would probably give him that. But I was talking to someone yesterday, and they turned around and said, well, who are we going to get if you look at? And I can't stand it when people say that, because what happens if this girl said tomorrow he wants to leave? That's it. We're doomed, are we? We're doomed.
100%. Can't stand that. Who do you want to get? They said this under Wenger, mate. We still be one.
I'm sorry, you've got to get away from that sort of attitude. You know what I mean?
Arnie Slotter's proved that's bullshit now, by the way, because no one can say that anymore. Yeah. Who'd you get if you sat Klopp? Well, Slot walked in. No one wanted him, did they? Like Lee says. Lee says you need to tell them, who do you want if he goes? Well, Ancelotti. Right, exactly. So why is it a shame if I want Ancelotti or Simone Inzaghi or Diego Simeone or Xabi Alonso or someone like that? You don't want anything, because that's the problem you get there. You Carlo Ancelotti, look what he did at Everton. Yeah, he finished 2 points off of Arteta. That's what he did. And look at him since he's gone. And then you get told, Simone Inzaghi won't leave Inter Milan. Diego Simeone's not won nothing with Atletico Madrid. Zidane will never come to England. Xabi Alonso is going to Real Madrid. All right, then. All right, we'll stick with Arteta then.
Well, Klopp's available.
He will never come back to Arsenal. Never. They will just shout loads of this stuff at you, mate. I'll tell you what now. If you went to Inter Milan and you said, all right, Simone Inzaghi, I know you've had good fun here and you've won everything. There's 20 million a year. Come over to us. He'd come.
Yeah, I'm not, I'm saying that. And also you have to put it on the other side of the fence. If people want Arteta for another year, that's their opinion as well. And that's whatever way you look at it, it's all about opinions. And that's where I'm at this moment in time. I'm not calling for the manager's head at this moment in time. I do believe that he deserves another chance at it to get those players in the summer. And listen, if he doesn't get them, Dan, or he does get them, and this continues, then for me he's banging trouble. And I don't think that, I don't want it to get look, me and you I'm not at the point that you are at this moment in time. We ain't going to fall out over it and and that's
No.
where I think that people shouldn't fall out over it and say, it's just your opinion. If you think that you can do, my brother said something today, and he's a Spurs fan. I was speaking to him today, and he went, "Everybody's having a go at Arsenal for coming second when we'd all like to be in that position. We're even worse, you know what I mean? Who's the only team that's challenged our Liverpool for the title? Arsenal. No one else has. So what does that make us? What does that make any other team?
Oh, look, we're the best of a bad bunch this season. By
I,
no means.
exactly that. But like at the end of the day, when these teams are getting second again, you know what I mean? Like, listen, if Nottingham Forest finish third this season, right, they'll be celebrating it. I've walked out of White Hart Lane that time when we lost 3-0 with all Tottenham fans celebrating because they come fourth then. I've been at Newcastle away when we won, celebrating fourth. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden now second place is not good enough. And I get that, but remember where we were a few years ago. Remember what we were doing, like going mad, celebrating fourth place. See parties going on a big, massive stadium at Tottenham because they got fourth place and we got fifth. You know what I mean? Like, so, listen, have we cheering Champions League football this season? No, because our standards have gone higher than that. So,
you think we'll definitely finish in the top 4, yeah?
What now? There's no guarantee. We ain't got a forward, Dan.
No, see, I don't think we're guaranteed at all. I think we might come third or fourth now. I think City might get ahead of us.
Fifth would be good enough.
Yeah. I don't think we've got
a little bit of a buffer on a few teams. Not everybody's going to win games. But I'll tell you what will happen at the end of the season. This is where it's wrong. Liverpool are 11 points clear at the moment. That's the least they're going to be.
Yeah,
right? It'll be more than that. It'll probably be 15 to 20 points they'll win this league by at the end of the season. So that's as much of a drop off that we've had this season. And I'll tell you what, I will say this: if Mikel takes the charge next season and this board and whatever, right, and which he will, learn your lessons from this season. If you go into January and you are short of, I don't care, if you're short of a pair of fucking socks, you buy a pair of socks, right? If you're short of a midfield player, you go and buy a midfield player. Do never, ever, ever let yourselves get in this situation again. And if they do, then a disgrace on them, like, you know what I mean? An absolute disgrace on them, like, if they ever allow this ever to happen again, whether it's defenders, goalkeeper, whatever.
For me, I'm different to you. I would get rid of him. I know he's not going anywhere, but this is different. The question is what I would do. The question is, what do I think will happen? I think he's staying, and I think that he'll get a summer and we'll go again. But there's a big bit of news today. Just last question on this league. David Ornstein stated a few hours ago that Arsenal aim to appoint a new sporting director in March. Jason Ato is one of the candidates who is currently our interim Edu replacement. Dan Ashworth is another one, obviously recently removed from his position at Manchester United after his time at Brighton and Newcastle. Then you've got Andrea Berta, who has left Atletico Madrid and has been very successful there. That would probably be one that I'd be very interested in. Roberto Alabi at Real Sociedad, he's stepping down. He's brought in players such as Alexander Isak, Martin Odegaard, Zubimendi, Marino, all these guys. You've got Thiago Scorro at the moment, who's being discussed also. He's at Monaco and would need some money to be replaced to get him out of that position. And there's a process ongoing as Arsenal whittle down options to interview before final decision. Any of those names you fancy, mate?
Nah, whoever. Don't care. Oh, the one that I don't want is Jason. I'd rather have Jason from Friday the 13th than him.
Oh, no, I do not want him. That's for sure. There's a few I don't want there. I don't want Dan Ashworth. I don't want Jason Ato. And I don't want someone like Thomas Rosicky or Per Mertesacker or someone like that. For me, I would want I'd probably want Birch, because I think that the Atletico Madrid stuff, I like that. Skura's done a good job at Monaco. Balabi, a lot of people like because they believe we're going to get Isak if you get him, which won't be the case, people. But one of those guys needs to come in because they've got experience, Lee. I want experience. That's what I need now. We've got no experience at board level. Ownership don't have
the
any
most
experience.
experienced one out of that lot.
There we go. So that's how we'll end it. Listen, people, do me a favor. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We are going to be over on the Coppish at 11 p.m. tonight. So we're going to go have some fun with the Liverpool lads, Drifty and Callum and co. So that'll be fun as they laugh at us. Well, they've done the unfit. They've got 2 Premier Leagues now. 2 Premier Leagues. Liverpool, look, fair play to them. They've been the best of a bad bunch this season. And if I'm honest with you, they've deserved it. They've played very, very well. And I must say, they haven't even needed to try hard, Liverpool. I think they got to February and thought, got some tough games. They've got to March and realised, it wasn't that tough. It's over. We won it. Because they have. Let's just be real. I think if we would have had our fully fit squad, maybe we could have pushed them a bit more. But we decided to do what we do. So that is where we are at. Here we go. What's this from Cliff? Been hearing, give him 1 more year, 5 years straight. That is so true, actually, isn't it? We keep hearing a Super Mix song. Give him 1 more year, 1 more year. Lee, any sign of the cat?
No sign of the cat. I've been told to turn the lights out, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll probably trip over and bang my head, like, you know what I mean, something like that. But that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to turn the lights out and sit in the dark for an hour until we get on the next stream. So if I come on the stream and it's all dark, that's because we all know why, like, yeah.
All right, mate, wicked. Listen, we're going to get out of here, people. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Come over at 11 o'clock to Team Coppish over at the Liverpool channel, and me and Lee will be over there. And Lee, I'll let you say bye.
Yeah, I'd like to say, thanks for all the load of rubbish information that you give me about the cats. Obviously, the lights out one. If I find out you're winding me up about that one, I won't be happy, by the way. So lights out. Hopefully, I'll see some cats in the next hour. Have a good one.